point of this diatribe, rant, if you will, the whole point of this writing, education, being a human being, growth, getting the dollar bills, y'all. It's all about perspective. You have to have perspective. Don't just look at every little experience in your life as the end-all and be-all. I wish to God somebody would have told me this when I was your age. I would have ended a lot of suffering, a lot of unnecessary panic attacks, anxiety, torturous nights of the soul. It was just me, God, and that dark ceiling, staying up all night, wondering, who the hell am I? What the hell am I going to do with my life? This is a beautiful age of discovery, 18 to 24. This is a beautiful age of discovery. How do you interpret your experiences? How do you make sense out of what happens in your life? How do you engage with your world? This is not hippy-dippy. This is not namby-pamby. This is not Oprah. This is the real deal schmeal. You're here for the dollar bills, right? You want to be able to take care of yourself. You want to be able to take care of your family. You want to be independent. You want to sign your internal Declaration of Independence. One document, one piece of paper created everything that you've seen. We hold these truths to be inalienable. We hold these truths to be self-evident. That all men are created equal. And they are endowed with the inalienable right, their God-given right, for truth, justice, and the pursuit of happiness. Words! Those are just words. Why do I have to take writing? Isn't science, technology, engineering, math, isn't that what really gets the dollar bills? How many people feel that way? Please be honest. I want this to be a really honest class. I promise each and every one of you, you can ask Kevin, who's taken my course 1,000,000 times, I promise each and every one of you, you give me your attention in this class, you put in your hard work, you're going to do just fine. I promise. More than that, I'm hoping, but I can only do so much. I'm going to come. I'm going to bring it. But you got to bring it too. This is higher education. This is not high school. Nobody's putting a gun to your head and saying you have to be here. Nobody has to be here. Period. And I've got 2 kids. How old are they again, Anthony?
I don't know.
4 and 2. Give me your name in the back, miss.
Asia.
Hi, Asia. How are you? Asia, I've got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. I used to be good looking. I used to actually be a good looking dude. I used to laugh. Rain, age, no sleep. I'm done. It's over. Nobody told you this. How many people have kids? Anybody have kids? Holy macadamia nut. Anthony?
Yeah.
How old?
I have a 15-year-old, 13-year-old, and 3-year-old going on 4 this week.
Shit, you were busy, bro.
I have a 2-month-old.
When did you have time to sleep?
I still don't sleep. My baby cries all night.
Yeah.
I have a 2-month-old.
My goodness gracious. So you have a lot to, you can relate to this.
Oh, yeah.
I love kids. I love my kids to death. But my goodness gracious, if there's anything that's a test of your patience, if there's anything that tests who you are as a person, it's having a 2-year-old, anything under 5 really, or 6 actually, where the emotions are running sporadic, volcanic tantrums, volcanic desires, volcanic wants. And you have to be completely detached emotionally, or else you literally will go insane. I never believed my mom when she used to say this.
Wait till you have kids. Just wait till you have kids. Then you'll know what I'm talking about. Shut up, Mom. Come on, really, give me a break.
I didn't talk to my mom that way, but I wanted to say that. She was right. God, was she right? I mean, you have no idea what it's like. The chemicals that go off in your brain when you see this little creature look up at you and say, "I love you, Daddy," and it's like your creation, it's like your like blood, it's like your like stuff, you know, and these beautiful innocent eyes, they're actually amazing teachers. The whole point of this diatribe, rant, if you will, the whole point of this writing, education, being a human being, growth, getting the dollar fields, y'all. It's all about perspective. You have to have perspective. Don't just look at every little experience in your life as the end all and be all. I wish to God somebody would have told me this when I was your age. I would have ended a lot of suffering, a lot of unnecessary panic attacks, anxiety, torturous nights of the soul. It was just me, God, and that dark ceiling, staying up all night, wondering, who the hell am I? What the hell am I going to do with my life? This is a beautiful age of discovery, 18 to 24. This is a beautiful age of discovery. How do you interpret your experiences? How do you make sense out of what happens in your life? How do you engage with your world? This is not hippy-dippy. This is not namby-pamby. This is not Oprah. This is the real deal schmeal. This terrible thing happened. She broke up with me. He left me. He cheated on me. She cheated on me. This job, my boss, chewed me out in front of everybody. I got 2 F's in class. How do you interpret that? How do you make sense of that? How do you imbue that in your system and carry on? I had a friend recently who just killed himself. Good looking dude, smart dude, intelligent dude. He had no ability to communicate what was going on inside him. This was somebody who had a lot of support, he had a lot of love, he had a lot of. And when I use the word love, I don't want to abuse that word. So many people abuse that word, love. I don't want to abuse that word because it sounds too hippy-dippy. I'm not trying to be hippy-dippy. Like real, actual, like down-to-earth, anchored reality. Like just being a human being. You know? He had money. He had problems, though. He had cars. He had problems, though. He had possessions, but that didn't give him fulfillment. But one thing that was missing was his ability to put this out there and to put this out there. And what do I mean by that? How do you put this on the page and communicate this? How do you put this on the page and communicate this? I had an amazing conversation with my wife last night. I have 3 degrees. Not trying to brag. Wasn't really that hard to get. You know, I was pretty lucky to be in circumstances that allowed me to. I was really lucky, just really lucky, and I'm grateful for that. The greatest education I ever got, besides life, besides the experiences in life, was the public library. And it was all free. Don't think of the public library as dusty old texts and cobwebs and weird old ladies sitting behind desks looking at you funny. This big brick building that doesn't have any meaning. It's the library. It's the library. Think of the library as an area that contains the hearts and souls of men and women. Putting this on the page. Putting this on the page. How do you get this across? How do you get who you are across? How do you get how you feel about things across? How do you get who you are as an individual? How do you go into an interview and you communicate, I'm the right person for the job? Science, technology, engineering, math, those are all beautiful pursuits. We need that to sustain life. We need that to enrich civilization. Where is the ability to write? Where's the ability to communicate? How come that's not in the equation? We don't talk enough about that. In the real world, I'm not going to say that. Not that this isn't the real world. I don't like saying that, but out there, okay, beyond this classroom, beyond this box, right? I'm going to tell you right now, the most important skill, the most important attribute. I've been a hiring manager way before I was an author. Worked for a lot of different places, and you can look all this stuff up. I'll be showing studies that kind of confirm this. The number one skill that people are looking for, every employer, Fortune 500, what have you, I know you're here for the dollar bills, check this out. The number one skill that all employers are looking for is the ability to do this and do this, written and oral communications, which is why we're going to do both. Yes, I said it. If you don't want to do a presentation in this class, hasta la pasta. But I promise you this. Anthony, feel me on this. Ross, are you with me? If you engage in this class, if you, ask anybody who's taken my class, if you commit, if you put in the effort, not only will you do fantastic, you're going to get something that's going to take you out there and beyond, something that you can use for a lifetime. I would submit that the number one disease of all mankind has nothing to do with Ebola. It ain't cancer. It ain't leukemia. It ain't neurological disorders, cognitive reflux. The number one disease of all mankind, misunderstanding. Not being able to understand who you are, not being able to understand what's happening in your world, not being able to understand the next person, not being able to understand your loved ones. I've seen more divorces, more separations, more killings, more murders, more suicides. My best friend, I never understood what he was feeling. He didn't have the ability to get this out. He didn't have the ability to make people understand. You go into an interview, there are 50 people in the hallway who've got degrees 50 times as good, if not better, than anybody sitting in this class. Yes, you're going to get a degree from Fullerton, hopefully. How many people going to Cal State Fullerton? I teach there too. How many people going to a private or a four-year university? Mostly going to the CSU system, Cal State? Yeah. That's fantastic. Cal State, I went to Cal State Long Beach, so that's where I got my undergrad degree. Awesome. Cal State system's fantastic. Who are you? Who are you? Communicate that to me. Tell me who you are. Put your resume down. Put your credentials down. I don't care where you went to school. I don't care how much work experience you have. Not that that's not important. Not that that's not significant. It is. Okay? But who are you? You got a degree from where? Cal State Long Beach? You got a degree from where? Cal State Fullerton? Okay, cool. There's 20 people outside that degrees from MIT, Harvard, Princeton, NYU, Columbia, UCLA, Cambridge, Oxford, right? Syracuse. Who are you? Why am I paying attention to you? You have to look them in the eye. Use this. Use this. Communication skills. But you can't be, and you don't have to be like, I'm not one of these professors or people who say you have to do it like I do it. No, the greatest masters that I worked under, the greatest people that I learned the most from, were not people who said, do it like I do it. They were people who said, what do you think? You do it your way. Authenticity. Anthony, does that make sense?
Yeah.
You have to be authentic to who you are. Give me your first name, sir.
Ryan.
Ryan, how are you today?
Great.
Does any of this make sense? I want to be clear here. What's your name in the back, sir?
Cole.
Cole, how are you?
Doing pretty good.
Does this make sense at all?
Yeah.
Is this hitting you?
Yeah.
I promise you this. If you can't look your fellow co-workers, colleagues, never mind your loved ones, how many relationships have been dismantled because people did not communicate well to each other, did not understand each other well enough? This dude who did this heinous act in Orlando, this heinous misunderstanding, thinking that he was doing something righteous, thinking that he was doing something bold, thinking that he was doing something which, quote unquote, was the right thing to do according to his psychological makeup and his ability to interpret reality, his ability to understand things, a limited understanding. greatest disease of all mankind is misunderstanding. If we truly understood one another, if we truly gave each other a chance, if we truly opened up our minds and our hearts and saw the truth, you're just hurting yourself. You're just hurting yourself. We were not meant to function this way. We were not meant to go through life scared, fear-driven, alone, isolated. The beautiful universe that is so harmonious and way more intelligent than we'll ever be did not create us out of this cruel desire to see us go through these torturous days and nights. No. Your ability to see things differently, your ability to see things with an open mind is what Aristotle meant for Western civilization, Plato, Socrates, these great masters, Lao Tzu, Confucius. Your ability to see things differently. I would submit that your writing and your ability to communicate is going to be the difference. I would submit that writing is a beautiful way to discover, but creativity. Everybody in this room is endowed with a degree of creativity. The only thing that's stopping you, the only thing that's getting in your way is this dude right here. The dude that lives inside your head, right here. That's the only thing stopping you. We can't all be Shakespeare, we can't all be Pablo Picasso, we can't all be Mozart, right? That's way up here. But everybody has a certain degree of this. Professor Ness, why is creativity important? So you talked a little bit about why writing is important. The ability to understand one another and understand your reality and understand your experiences. Why is creativity important? This is the number one salable skill out there, is your ability to create meaning, your ability to create something that attracts an audience. This is your number one asset. Why is creativity so important? In the words of Albert Einstein. Cole, you know who Albert Einstein is?
Yeah.
Who's Albert Einstein?
A brilliant guy. He was German, right?
Yeah, he was Austrian German. Yeah,
Scientist.
Yeah.
He won the Nobel Peace Prize for his works on what is it? Time.
Theory of relativity. Yeah, we don't need a biography, but you know who he is. That's okay. Yeah, he's a brilliant individual. Pretty much changed the way we look at time, changed the way we look at gravity, changed the way we look at everything. This was a dude, just to give you a little background on Einstein, this was a dude who didn't speak his first word of English, didn't speak his first word, period. He didn't speak English first. Didn't speak his first word until he was 4 years old. Now imagine if Einstein was raised in today's time. How many drugs would they put him on? How many ADHD classes would they put him in? How many clinical trials would they put him in? Right? If Einstein was raised today and hadn't spoken his first word till he was 4, they would have literally called him disabled and put him in a special ed course, maybe stifling his creativity. Einstein said, "You want your children to be intelligent? Read them fairy tales." He went on even further. You want your children to be more intelligent? Read them more fairy tales. What's the world of fairy tales? Imagination, creativity. Your ability to create something powerful, create something unique. Steve Jobs didn't do well in school. Einstein did terrible in school until much later, right? The thing about Steve Jobs is a lot of people don't know this. How many people know who's Steve Jobs, please? Founder of Apple, the biggest company in the world, pretty much, next to Microsoft and Google, right? Died recently. Steve Jobs. A lot of people don't know this about Steve Jobs. Probably 85% of people in this class have Apple products right now on them or somewhere near them or at their home. A lot of people don't know this about Steve Jobs. Ryan, right?
Yeah.
He was not a real technical person, actually. He wasn't the most technical person in his company. He wasn't even actually that good at coding and programming and manufacturing and technical aspects, really at all. But what he was dynamite at, what he knew he could tap into, was ideas. His ideas. I have an idea. I have a really good idea. Let's make the personal computer so personal, so convenient, so user-friendly, so powerfully engaging that everybody will be able to fit it. Oh, you have my phone. In their back pocket. Well, I got an even better idea. Let's make it so easily connective. Oh, I got an idea. Apps. Little microscopic windows that you can tap into and connect with businesses, connect with organizations, connect with social networks, connect with the world. It's no longer a local economy, right? How many economics majors I have in here? Anybody? Economics majors? Nobody. Sweet. It's not a local economy anymore. It's a what economy? It's a global economy. You can connect with dudes in Tunisia right now in 2 seconds if you want to. I can make a deal with somebody in Taipei right now. I can buy a house in Taipei over the phone if I want to. Your ability to connect with the world has gotten amazingly more convenient. And that all came from an idea.